In this lesson, we are going to learn how to draw graphics on our form. So let's start by clicking on our form to make sure it's selected, and you can see it says it is. Now, drawing is an event, so we want to make sure events is selected. Properties are different. Properties are something about the object. Events are something that happens. Now, we want to scroll down, assuming we're in category view, to appearance, double click on paint, because we're creating a paint event. So now it moved us into the code mode, okay? So, we want to do, we're going to use this E object, because this E object is part of paint event. So we're going to go down here, make sure we're inside the subroutine. We're going to say E dot, and then we want graphics, because we want to make graphics. So we got E dot graphics. Now, what do we want to do with E dot graphics? Well, we want to draw something. So I put another dot, and IntelliSense is giving me the options. I want to draw an ellipse, which is kind of like an oval. So I'm going to select that. Now, we have to tell a little bit about the ellipse. So we have to have parentheses where we send it information about what kind of ellipse we want to draw. So I'm going to open my parentheses. Now, it says 1 of 4. That means there's 4 different ways we can send it information. And either of the 4 ways will work just fine, but we're going to use the one that I find easiest. If you choose to use another one, that's fine too. I'm going to go down to number 3. Now it's telling us what we have to put in these parentheses. First we got to put a pen, then we got to put an x integer, a y integer, and these are coordinates, then the width and the height. Now it's important to know that with this one, we're basically making the coordinates of a rectangle, and it's going to put an ellipse inside there. Let me show you what that means in Paint. So let's say I decide to start at x10, y10. So 0, 0 is this upper left-hand corner here. And then for x10, we'd go over to the right 10 pixels. And then for the next 10, we'd go down 10 pixels. So this is the y is down 10 pixels. So again, the x-axis starts here and increases as we go to the right. The y-axis starts at 0 here and increases as we go down. So let's see, pretend I'm about 10, 10 there. And then I decide what do I want my width and height of the rectangle to be. And let's say, I do 100 and 100. Let go. Now it's not going to draw this rectangle. It's going to draw the oval that fits inside this rectangle. So again, this rectangle is just for the coordinates, but what's really drawn is the oval that fits inside there. So let's try this for real. Okay, so first we have to send it a pen, because we want to actually use the pen to draw it. And again, we can go back and scroll down to 4, and again it's reminding us we need to start with a pen. So I'm going to say pen, P-E-N-S, dot, and then I have all these choices about what color pen I want to use. So I'm going to say coral. Okay, now I need a comma. Now we have to put the x-axis. So I'm going to start at 10. I'm going to put another comma, and now it's telling me we're at the y-axis. I want to start at y10. Another comma. We want the width. I want the width of the rectangle that will encompass it to be 100. And then a comma, and let's say we want to make the height to be 150. Okay, so basically we're calling e.graphics, or we're using this object, we're calling the draw ellipse, and we're sending it these 5 arguments. The pen we want to use, the original x, the original y, and then the width and the height. And again, if we highlight it over it, it's just basically saying what data type it is. It's not telling you the information. Okay, let's click start, and there we go. We drew it, and again, if you imagine there was a rectangle starting here and going down there, and then this is the oval that fits inside. Now I could make another oval if I want. Again, I'm going to call e.graphics. I'm going to draw an ellipse again. I'm going to choose, now I wouldn't have to scroll down here as long as I type in the right information, it'll be fine. But I'm going to just do this to help me out again. I want to do a different pen. Pens dot, let's say blanched almond, whatever that is, comma. Let's start out at 30, 10. So x of 30, y of 10. Then let's make it smaller. Let's make it a 30 by 30. Let's try running this. And we can't really see it very well because of the color, but it's right here. So it came out just right. Sometimes you have to be careful that you use a color that can show up on there. So again, that's how we draw some shapes.